Mass testing introduced to help students get home in time for Christmas. Blaze devastates a historic Hampshire building. Stepping up the battle of mental health. Good afternoon and welcome to Winchester News Online. I'm Alice Howell. The United Kingdom now enduring another nationwide lockdown. How are students at the University of Winchester handling the new restrictions? We sent our reporter Luke Hiscock to find out.
After 4 months of freedom, the British public will face lockdown again. On the 1st of October, Boris Johnson announced a 4-week nationwide closure, with coronavirus cases and hospital admissions continuing to rise. Whilst the hospitality industry is forced to close its doors once again, students across the country will continue to go to schools, colleges and universities despite difficult conditions. Here at the University of Winchester, students living on off-campus must adapt to new rules and measures and keep in the comprehensive strategy to deal with the current crisis. Mental health issues being a key talking point when it comes to lockdowns, I spoke to a student living in the city of Winchester to get his perspective on the new normal.
Between this summer and then when uni started, because during the summer I was, here in Winchester in the house, but on my own. So that's when I was mentally not so great. But then when uni started again, I was bored, so I was like looking forward to having something to do.
From November, household mixing indoors or in private gardens have become illegal across the country, and the public encouraged to stay home and only leave for purposes of education and work. This means that individual students will be assigned to a support bubble within accommodation and will only be able to see one member of another household. Some students living in Winchester work for various expensive shops in the city to help pay for their monthly rent. And with the furlough scheme being extended throughout the month of November, there is hope the initiative will help students pay their bills whilst they're isolating. Yesterday's PMQs, Boris Johnson confirmed that lockdown regulations will come to an end at 12:01am on 2nd of December, with MPs given a vote on what should replace them afterwards. There's still hope that at Christmas, students across the country can return home to their loved ones to spend the holiday season with them, but that could depend on how effective this new lockdown will be. Lucas Koch, Winchester News Online.
Following a new government proposal, the University of Winchester will soon be offering free coronavirus tests to students, with the aim to be able to let them go home for Christmas. University campus has made the changes to ensure the environment is COVID safe. Matt Rooks-Taylor reports.
Students at the University of Winchester will soon be able to undergo a week of nationwide mass testing, which is proposed for between the 30th of November and the 6th of December, overlapping with the end of lockdown. The aim is to stop students spreading the virus as they return home for Christmas. Free testing kits will be given to universities, which will have to provide a safe place for the test to be carried out in a way that can process thousands of students within a short time frame. But those who test positive will have to take another test, and if found to be infectious, will have to stay in isolation. The university has already taken measures to provide a safe experience for students and staff alike.
I feel really safe on campus because everybody's wearing masks.
The only thing is that with online lectures, we have some in person and then an hour later we'll have them online, and I'm like, what's the point if we've all seen each other this morning? Have certain modules online and certain modules in person, especially if you...
Despite the second lockdown, the University of Winchester remains open, with new measures in place to ensure the safety of students. This is Matt Rooks-Taylor, Winchester News Online.
It has been an issue that has been rumbling on for months. The government has been resisting calls from footballer Marcus Rashford to extend school meals into the holidays. But yesterday, the Prime Minister announced a £400 million U-turn. But while the news will be a huge relief for thousands of families, children who pay for their school meals will be paying more. Hampshire County Council have decided to raise the cost of school meals. Ellie Clout has the details.
Hampshire County Council have introduced a price increase to school meals, starting this month. The introduction of the increase has come at the same time as the Prime Minister confirming a winter grant scheme to help feed children during the course of the school holidays. This has been confirmed nearly 3 weeks after voting against the original campaign.
We passionately believe that, of course, we must look after vulnerable children with free school meals. The state has never, other than this summer, provided meals during holiday time, but it was right to do so in the summer because it was an exceptional time. Schools had been closed for months and parents had to provide breakfast, lunch and dinner for children where the schools had been closed.
Hampshire's price rise of 10 pence is the second price increase in the last 2 years, and it is wondered how Winchester's families will cope with the rise.
I know the county says they've got increasing costs, particularly staff costs, pension contributions, a wage increase for dinner ladies, which is welcome because they should be paid a living wage themselves. But the price increase for low-income households, it's significant, any price increases.
With 0.08 pence being spent on other direct costs and 34 pence spent on overheads, a total of £1.33 is delegated to staffing. This leaves 75 pence being spent on the food for the meals, in total representing an increase of 4.2%. But despite the price increase, the welfare of the children is still the top priority at the council.
The county council have also got to take into consideration that some of the children who receive school meals, we know that for them, that's the only full meal that they will get that day. So it is absolutely critical that we give our children the best possible start.
Hampshire County Council feel their decision to raise the price is reflected within the quality of the meals that they provide. The increase is hoped to meet the rising costs of school meals. Ellie Clout, Winchester News Online.
A historical building in Gosport is now under investigation after a fire broke out and destroyed 80% of the Grade 2 listed site. I was at the scene of the blaze. A fire has devastated a historic Grade 2 listed building in Alverstoke, Gosport. Fire crews responded to a call from a passing motorcyclist at 6:30 on Friday the 6th of November. The building, which is a much loved building and a part of historic Gosport, has now been on fire for over an hour. Firemen have been battling the flames, but to no avail. The historic building that was built in the 1830s was ravaged by fire for more than 6 hours as fire crews from all over the south, including 40 plus firefighters, battled to put out the blaze. The crew manager at Gosport Fire Station, Scott Yule, released this statement. We were called at 6:30 p.m. to a fire in a derelict building. The fire is on the first floor and roof space of the building. We have sent 7 appliances in total, plus 2 water carriers and our main command unit. Anglesey Lodge was not the only building under threat from the flames, as Autism Hampshire has a number of vulnerable people in the surrounding buildings. Bridget Ryan and Paul Heaney rushed down Anglesey Road after the news of the fire grew concerns for their son, who lives in the adjacent building.
And we're outside Orchard House in Anglesey Road, Gosport. There's been a major incident with a fire in the old Anglesey Lodge, and our son is in the specialist provision with Autism Hampshire next door. The team running Orchard House have been really good letting us know, but we're just concerned about our son's welfare during lockdown.
And they said in case he needs to be evacuated overnight, if we're available to take him home, then we would, but otherwise hopefully the fire will go out. And
we'd really like to praise the fire officers, and Chris, he's from Hampshire County Council, and I've never met him before, but he's one of the people in charge of the fire service, and he's down here because he knows how vulnerable these young people are.
He gets notified of
major incidents, so it's nice to see him here speaking with the officers and speaking with us.
Getting his reassurance and a rundown on all the equipment they're using.
Yeah. So that's been really good, and we'd like to thank the services for that.
The building has suffered extensive damage, with the blaze demolishing around 80% of the historical site. Police have confirmed they are investigating a potential arson, but with hotspots still there and structural integrity of the building being compromised, it will be a while before it is safe to enter. Police are appealing for witnesses. With another lockdown in motion, how can we look after our mental health? Our reporter Olivia Fraser explores the benefit of exercise on well-being.
Physical activity has the huge potential to enhance our well-being and improve mental health, which with coronavirus lockdowns and restrictions is more important than ever.
Despite having to overcome and adapt to restrictions, one club in Winchester is doing what they can to encourage people to grab their trainers and get moving.
Winchester Fit Club has been running socially distanced exercise classes outdoors for the community.
One of the reasons that Fit Club exists is that myself and my other lead coach that started Fit Club 4 years ago, we both suffer with PTSD and anxiety. So fitness was kind of our go-to, and we saw what that started to do for us and help us develop and improve cognitive function and fitness. So that was when Fit Club started, and we have a lot of people that are very keen and very vocal with us about how it helps them.
Almost 1 in 5 adults were likely to be experiencing some form of depression during the coronavirus pandemic in June 2020. Studies by Harvard Health have shown that regular exercise can reduce the risk of major depression and anxiety. Although the UK is now back into lockdown, daily exercise allows people to still keep their mind and bodies active. Olivia Fraser, Winchester News Online.
That's all for this week. Thank you for watching.